Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you've been keeping up with Days of Our Lives, then you know things in Salem are heating up fast. From shocking accusations to family tensions and emotional betrayals, this week is packed with drama you won't want to miss. In today's video, we're diving into the latest spoilers for Monday, June 30th. There are some big developments coming your way, and a few familiar faces are about to make bold moves that could change everything. So sit back, hit that like button, and let's get into what's happening next on Days of Our Lives. When E.J. DiMera woke up in that hospital bed, disoriented and weak, he knew something terrible had happened, but the details of that night were lost in a thick, impenetrable fog. One gunshot, a flash of movement, panic, then nothing but silence and confusion. That memory lapse has become a prison of its own. E.J. survived the attempt on his life, yes, but he's been haunted by what he can't remember. And in that void, fear has crept in, followed by suspicion. Who could have done it? Who was there? The pieces don't fit together, but in the absence of truth, E.J. latched onto the most shocking and painful possibility of all: that his own son, Johnny DiMera, pulled the trigger. Was it instinct? A gut reaction? Or something deeper, an echo of past betrayals that led E.J. to believe his son was capable of such a thing? There's no physical proof, no smoking gun, just fragments of a broken night and the shadows of mistrust. And in a family like the DiMeras, where loyalty is demanded but rarely given freely, doubt can be just as dangerous as guilt. Johnny has lived in the shadow of the DiMera name his entire life, but nothing prepared him for the moment his own father accused him of attempted murder. It cut deeper than any wound. Not just because of the accusation, but because E.J. believed it so easily. Now, Johnny is fighting not just for his freedom, but for something even more fragile: his father's trust. In a quiet, emotionally charged scene that fans won't soon forget, Johnny finally breaks through E.J.'s walls. There's no strategy, no manipulation, just a son pouring his heart out, begging to be heard. "Dad, I didn't shoot you." It's not a plea, it's a declaration. Over and over, Johnny repeats the words, locking eyes with E.J., trying to reach the part of him that still remembers who Johnny truly is: not a suspect, not a rival, but a son who once looked up to him without hesitation. And something changes. For the first time, E.J. wavers. He doesn't speak, he doesn't accuse, he just thinks. Could Johnny be telling the truth? If so, who really wanted him dead? And what if the answer is buried somewhere in the memory he's too afraid to face? With pressure mounting and time running out, E.J. may be forced to consider an option that terrifies him more than any bullet ever could: unlocking his mind. Hypnosis. Under the care of a skilled therapist, perhaps Marlena, whose experience with repressed memories has changed lives before, E.J. could journey back into that night. He could peel back the veil of fear and finally see what really happened. But that path is not without danger. Hypnosis can stir up emotions long buried. It can unlock not just memories, but trauma. E.J. must confront the possibility that what he uncovers may be far more devastating than he imagined. It might implicate someone he loves. It might reveal secrets long buried by the DiMera legacy. And it might confirm his greatest fear: that he's been blaming the wrong person all along. Still, if it means clearing Johnny's name, and discovering who actually tried to take his life, can E.J. afford not to take the risk? One session could change everything: the shooter's face, the motive, the hidden truth. And once the door to that night is opened, there's no turning back. While E.J. wrestles with trauma and the guilt that comes with accusing his own son, another DiMera quietly sharpens his knives: Tony DiMera. For too long, Tony has played the role of the measured DiMera, the voice of reason in a family of chaos. But patience only lasts so long. And now, with E.J. distracted and the Titan-DiMera merger faltering under the weight of scandals and fractured trust, Tony sees the perfect moment to strike. This isn't about revenge. It's about legacy. Tony has always believed the DiMera name should stand for something greater. But in recent months, it's been dragged through the mud, public humiliations, bad business decisions, and infighting that's left the family's empire vulnerable. Tony knows one thing: empires don't survive by playing nice. So this week, he steps back into the boardroom with one goal: take the reins. That means cutting through bureaucracy, confronting those who've weakened the company, and using every legal and corporate weapon at his disposal. From surprise meetings with key shareholders to confidential alliances no one sees coming, Tony is making his move. And here's the twist: he's not just fighting for the DiMera name. He's fighting to redefine what it means to be a DiMera in this new era. But in his push to bring order, will Tony bring unity? Or will his bold actions rip apart what's left of the family from the inside? Because power grabs come with a price, and the DiMeras have always paid in blood. While the DiMeras battle over empire and memory, another story quietly unravels, and it's just as heartbreaking. Stephanie Johnson isn't dealing with corporate warfare or attempted murder. No, her pain is far more personal. After months of pouring her soul into a manuscript, a deeply emotional novel based on her own experiences and heartaches, she thought she was finally ready to tell her story, on her own terms. But that trust was shattered when she learned that Alex Kyriakis, the man she loves and trusted the most, handed her draft to Kate Roberts Brady, without her permission. He thought he was helping. That's what he said. But for Stephanie, it wasn't help, it was betrayal. This wasn't just some draft. This was her voice, her truth. Words crafted in private moments, shaped by old wounds and quiet strength. And suddenly, it's in the hands of Kate, sharp-tongued, business-minded, and never one to handle things delicately. Stephanie feels stripped of control. Exposed. Violated. The manuscript, which was supposed to be a beacon of healing, has now become a source of anger and grief. And now she faces a painful decision. Does she move forward with the novel, knowing it's no longer solely hers? Or does she walk away, sacrificing something she's worked so hard to build, just to keep some part of herself protected? Her trust in Alex is fractured. And once trust is broken in Salem, it's rarely repaired. So how do these storylines connect? On the surface, they couldn't be more different: a near-fatal shooting, a corporate power struggle, and the quiet devastation of personal betrayal. But underneath, they're all about the same thing: control. EJ is desperate to control the truth, his memory, his narrative, and the safety of his family. But the more he tries to recall, the more fragile his world becomes. And the question remains: if he remembers the truth, can he handle it? Tony wants to reclaim control of the DiMera legacy. But in doing so, he may trigger an internal war that pits brother against brother. His vision is strong, but will anyone else in the family stand behind him? And Stephanie? She just wanted to control her own story. To own her words. Instead, she finds herself caught in the emotional crossfire of ambition and love. Each of these people is searching for truth, stability, and a sense of self in a town that rarely offers any of those things. And as June 30th approaches, one thing is clear: the storm isn't coming, it's already here. In Salem, nothing stays hidden forever. What begins with a whisper often ends in an explosion, and this week feels like the calm before a storm that could tear families, friendships, and empires apart. EJ stands at a crossroads, haunted by shadows of a night he can't remember, desperate to protect a son he once believed guilty. Johnny pleads not just for justice, but for his father's belief in him. Tony is ready to reshape the DiMera legacy, but will his ambition build an empire or destroy the last shreds of unity that family has left? And Stephanie, she's learning the hard way that betrayal doesn't always come from enemies. It often comes from those we love most. Now, we want to hear from you, our Amazing Days of Our Lives community. Do you believe Johnny is telling the truth, or is there still a secret he's hiding? Should EJ risk hypnosis to unlock the truth, even if it shatters everything he thought he knew? Is Tony really the leader the Damaras need, or just another power-hungry manipulator in a suit? And what would you do if you were in Stephanie's shoes, go public with your story, or walk away to protect your voice? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We read everyone, and your insights are what keep this channel alive and thriving. If you enjoyed this breakdown, please give this video a like to support the channel, subscribe for more Dramatic Days updates, and ring the bell so you're always first to know when new twists hit Salem. Because on days of our lives, the past never stays buried, the truth always demands a price, and the next explosion is always just one secret away. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.